Of the death penalty bill into law on 31 December 2024 has been described as a big step for Zimbabwe in upholding human rights. Zimbabwe, joining 25 other African countries, had however not carried out any death sentences for nearly 2 decades, with its last execution taking place in 2005. The Zimbabwe Human Rights Commission has since described the Death Penalty Abolition Act, Chapter 926, as a human act. Let's talk more about this with Jessie Majome, the Commission's chairperson. Good evening, Jessie. Great to have you here. Now, the abolishment of the death penalty has been labelled a big milestone for Zimbabwe. What is your position as the Zimbabwe Human Rights Commission?
The Zimbabwe Human Rights Commission celebrates this historic and phenomenal step that the government of Zimbabwe has done by fulfilling the constitutional requirement to protect the right to life in Section 48. It is exciting because human rights are for everyone, and the right to life is the fundamental one, it's the first one. No one can enjoy any other right without the right to life. So it is good that Zimbabwe is now counted among the countries where this barbaric penalty has been removed from our law, so that the law does not take anyone's, it's not used to take anyone's life, and it shows that Zimbabwe is showing leadership regarding the protection and the promotion of human rights, because the right to life is more precious than any other.
So what could be the benefits of such abolishments for Zimbabweans?
The benefit is that we definitely become a more humane and a more compassionate society that doesn't run on the credo of an eye for an eye. That it's tragic enough that a human being can take the life of another human being. That's a loss to all of us as Zimbabweans. But to then go forward and to use the law to take the life of the person who has taken the life of another doesn't really, it doesn't make us better people. It doesn't really solve anything, and it continues hardening attitudes and reducing, the threshold for valuing the sanctity of life. And what's also exciting is that apart from Section 48 of the Constitution, which protects the right to life, Section 51 also guarantees the right to dignity. No one can argue that taking another person's life in the name of the law is not dignified. Even imagine what it would be even for the person who would have the job to hang people by the neck until they are dead. Even themselves, I don't think, would feel that they are exercising their dignity and enjoying it. And then also Section 53 of the Constitution.
All right, now this clause that brings back the death penalty under state of emergency has generated much debate. What is your comment on this?
My comment is that that particular clawback should hopefully eventually be removed, but more importantly, it must not let us lose sleep or take away our jubilation regarding the removal of the death penalty from Zimbabwean law, because even if there was to be a state of emergency, the fact is the Constitution already started removing and really constraining the death penalty. So in the Constitution today, what is in the Constitution is that the death penalty cannot be imposed. If it can be imposed on before this amendment, it could be imposed on a very let's say small proportion of the population, but that is bad enough. And that small proportion of the population is men only, who are over the age of 21 and who are under the age of 71. And not only any, but those who commit not only murder, but under aggravated circumstances.
So interject you there, but thank you very much for sharing your insight with us here on News Plus. That was the Zimbabwe Human Rights Commission chairperson, Jessie Majome, discussing with us the abolishment of the death penalty. Now we move on to